Okay, I have fresh water. I'm ready to start painting. I need my sketchbook so you can see what I was thinking. All right, so for the mug, I was doing a split complementary color scheme. I have blue, green, red, orange. I'm gonna leave my neutrals till the end. And I'm gonna start with the blue-green mug. And you can tell in my drawing, I use darker values to create a form to make it look more three-dimensional. Now I want to do that with my painting. And you can do that as well. And so a lot of painters, or one way to paint is you're painting in layers. And so the first layer I put on here, it's not going to be my darkest layer. It's not going to be my lightest layer. It's going to be, I just think of it as like a base layer. And it's going to be blue-green. But I'm going to add, I mix some blue-green. I'm going to add some white to it, and that's going to be my base. So I kind of think like a mid-value. And I know I'm going to be using both my large and small brush, so just want to make sure they're both ready to go. And so this is my blue-green right now. I want some of it to be white, so I'm going to pick some white up. Okay. It's a good starting point for me. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paint this in. Remember, just you're really working on your brush control. This part of my mug will be a little lighter, so I am not going to paint that part in. Okay, you can see I have this base layer painted. It's very flat looking right now. I now am going to start to add my darker values, and then at the very end I will add my lighter values. And so on my palette, which is getting a little too messy for my liking, but it's happening, this was the value I just used. I created a little bit darker value by adding a little bit of white to my blue-green, and then I have my blue-green. I have not created any shades yet, but I will. And I'm going to be using my small brush and my larger brush. And so when I look at my sketch, I hope you can see that I have darker values kind of on the edges of the mug, like where the mug would curve, and on the foot of the mug in the handle. And so I'm kind of using my sketch as my guide. And I want to see what this medium value does. I might just go right to dark, but I'm going to start to paint on top of this with that darker value. And that darker value it adds a little bit. So I might just do a little bit of that on my edge, knowing that this is just the second layer. I'm going to be adding even more layers. And I'm not blending because my base coat is already pretty dry. This is going right on top. And so it's okay to not blend and to see those brush marks. I might pick up a little water too, as long as my water is clean. And I'm just observing in my photo. This is also something you could practice in your sketchbook. If you want to practice before you put it on your final painting. This is where a darker or a smaller brush might come in handy. Okay, now that I've done that, that's drying, and you can either wait for it to dry or you can go right on top. I'm going to go into my even darker, just my regular blue-green, and that's going to go on the edge as well. It's just that darker value again. Trying to keep my lines crisp. And I'm not going to cover up my second layer all the way. I'm going to kind of blend into it. And I think I'm going to switch Okay. I am not sure if I need to add any more of my dark layers. I've been working really up close to this. And so it's helpful to stop, pick up your painting, hold it farther away from you, and look at it. And I can tell there's some spots I am just unsure of. So I'm going to kind of fix those. I just want to show you where I would add a shade. So I haven't made a shade yet. And if you remember, a shade is your color with a little bit of black. And so this color is already dark. So I just want to make a shade. I don't need a ton of black, and I don't really need a ton of the blue-green. Mix that together. It's going to make it even darker. And then this, I just want minimal. Just kind of on this outer edge. So I'm adding another layer